Live from West Hollywood, it's the talk show everybody's talking about. Born to Kibitz, with your host, he's the man who would be king, the man with one red shoe, the man who shot Liberty Valance. Please welcome Kibitz.
Well, hello, and welcome to Born to Kibitz. I'm your host, Corky Bernstein, and thank you so much for joining us and becoming part of our TV family. We love you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all your faxes, all your tweets, all your emails, all your letters of support. They do my heart so much good. Here's a letter from Paulina in Malibu who writes, Dear Corky, we recently rescued our new pooch from the pound, and he looks so much like you that we named him Corky. Love your show, Paulina in Malibu. Well, thank you, Paulina in Malibu. Look at that. How do you like that, folks? Oh, is there a resemblance? Can you see it? How sweet. I'm flattered. Just be glad he doesn't behave like me, Paulina, or he'd be humping everything on the block. But hello, seriously. Speaking of pets, our guest for today's show is the perfect guest, ladies and gentlemen. Purr, as in perfect, hint, hint. And I'm not barking up a tree when I tell you that I've wanted him for a long, long, long time, and he's here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, Shadrach Magoon, pet whisperer to the star, with a celebrity client list that reads like who's who in Hollywood. Welcome, Shadrach, to Born to Kibitz.
Thanks very much.
What a thrill to have you on our show.
Pleasure to be here.
Oh, wow. I mean, I have wanted you for so long. I've read your books, but our audience
You read
hasn't.
all of them?
Well, I have, but I want to introduce people out there who haven't. Tell us a little bit about your books.
Well, the first one was called Days of Wine and Kibble.
Okay.
And it was actually written in the first person and dictated to me by Baxter.
Who's Baxter?
Baxter was a border collie owned by Charlie Sheen.
Oh, okay.
And some of the stories were so sordid.
Right.
I blushed just writing it.
And yeah.
You know, they tried to sue me.
Right.
But as we've said in court, I didn't write the book. It was dictated to me. I merely transcribed it.
Sure.
And had it published.
Well, you're the pet whisperer. That's
Can't
how that
blame
works.
me for what Baxter said.
No,
So that
Where is this gift, an intuitive thing that you have with pets? How does that work? Did you sit with him and does he actually whisper to you when they say the pet whisper?
It's an expression. It started when I was a child.
Right. Tell us about that.
Well, my parents bought me fish. One of whom was just miserable.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Goldfish?
Yeah.
Really?
And he was actually a plecostomus.
What does that mean?
The plecostomus, they're the fish that swim on the bottom and clean up the algae and stuff like that.
Right.
They're very important to the ecosystem within the tank.
Well, did he take a disliking to you?
Well, he hated me.
He hated you?
Hated me.
Right.
When I'd walk over to the tank, he would turn around and swim the other way.
He rejected you.
Anyway, so it intrigued me.
Uh-huh.
And eventually, we communicated telepathically.
Right.
And that's when I realized I have this gift.
You've got a gift.
I have this gift.
That's a big gift. So you went on to become the pet whisperer. But I want to tell...
Word spread, yeah.
I want to tell the audience that how word spread, because... well, let's go back to that second book again. What was the... You got a hit with the second book, or the
Well,
first
the first
book.
book sold pretty well.
Right.
The second book was called I Can't Take Off My Coat. And it was written by an Angora cat named Cleo,
Okay.
who was owned by Reese Witherspoon.
Aha. Was that
And,
dictated?
That was dictated as well, and that sold very well.
Good.
There are a lot of cat people out there.
Sure.
And while this cat was not as, what should I say, articulate or as creative or
Right.
anything like that, there was an innate interest in Reese Witherspoon.
Well, they want to know...
So the book sold for that reason.
Well, I would think, because cats don't lie.
No.
Animals don't lie.
No, that's
Animals
the point.
tell the truth.
And they have no hidden agenda.
Well, so what kind of secrets did they tell you about Charlie
Well,
Sheen, or what did they tell you about?
My third book
Right.
is called Tales of My Tail.
Oh.
And it was dictated to me by a ferret named Lucy.
Right.
And Lucy was a ferret owned by Donald Trump.
Oh, I love it.
And
Wow.
yeah,
Talk
I mean,
about stories.
Donald
Right.
once put Lucy on his head,
Uh-huh.
thinking she was his hairpiece. And Lucy was frightened to death. She was afraid he was going to walk out with her on his head.
Oh, that's a wonderful story.
Yeah, but he realized someone on the way out said, "Donald, your head is waving." You know, so
That's pretty
he
cute.
took it off. That was.
How did
that
it
was-
start? How did the word get out where you did your first celebrity pet? And who was the celebrity and who
The
who was
first
the
one,
pet?
I guess.
Wasn't it Betty White?
Well, Betty White's animals adore her.
Do they?
They simply adore her.
Right.
She is one of them. They are her.
What kind of
They-
pets does she have?
Everything. She has
Cats,
birds,
dogs.
dogs, cats, fish. She has a turtle. She has. I mean, if
Well, now it said in your book that the problem that they had, why she came to you, was that there was sibling rivalry.
Jealousy.
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 Uh-huh.
I mean, you can only, if you have that many animals, you can only devote so much attention and time to each one of them.
Right.
And eventually, they're gonna resent the attention being given to the other ones.
Okay, so did
Yeah.
they fight? Do they?
Yeah, they would. But Betty's so smart, and she understands animals
Right.
so deeply and so well that she's.
But how did
she's the
you
best.
resolve the problem? Though when she comes to you and say, "Look, my hands are full. I've got goldfish that
well,
are
I'm not a shrink.
Right.
I can't resolve their problems.
Right.
The best I can hope to do
right."
is listen to their thoughts and their feelings and communicate them to their owners who would normally have no idea what's bothering their cat or
I
dog
see.
or fish.
So in other words, you were the one that told after
I said
intuiting.
I said to Betty,
Right.
I said to him, Cletus, I said to Betty, Cletus is very jealous
Right.
of the other dogs because you spend less time with Cletus.
Is
than
Cletus a
any
cat?
other- No, Cletus was a dog,
Oh, okay.
but he smelled.
Oh.
So Betty wouldn't spend as much time with him as with the other dogs.
Did you tell Cletus that he smelled?
No, Cletus didn't know. I told Betty.
Okay.
And once Betty realized that she was automatically just shunning the dog because of the way he smelled, it was, you know.
Well, I was just thinking Cletus could clean up his act as well if you're communicating him
Yeah.
to that extent. You know.
I mean, I had the opposite problem with Elizabeth Taylor's dog.
Uh-huh.
She would spray the dog with perfume
Right.
every day to make the dog smell good. The dog hated it.
I bet.
I mean, the dog's senses, his nose is thousands of times more sensitive than ours is.
Absolutely.
And he didn't want to walk around stinking of,
Uh-huh.
perfume. And
So you get together with him, and
He
reveals
explained
the
to me
fact
what the
that
problem was.
Chanel
I
number
said-
5 or what?
that was her own stuff.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, you can't violate her
But
own.
you can't.
fragrance.
Animals want to smell like animals.
Right.
You know?
Was she insulted when she said that the dogs took
I
offense
said
at
it's
her?
not that he hates your perfume or thinks it stinks,
Right.
but that's not the way a dog wants to smell.
Good. So you
And when he bends around to smell his own ass or something like that,
Right.
there's got to be something other than perfume.
That's pretty good. All right, so the word gets out. Betty, Hollywood is a close-knit family. You know, somebody does well, they spread the word. You got to see so-and-so, he's the best.
That's
you hear
it.
that all the time.
That's it.
He's the best
Someone
dentist,
will go
he's
to
the best
dinner with
plastic,
another
so-and-so.
celeb, and they'll say, listen, my llama is depressed as hell.
Oh, wow.
Can't look me in the eye for 2 weeks at least.
Right.
I need to know what the problem is. And someone will say, call Shadrach.
Call Dr.
Call Shadrach Magoon. He'll
Who-
come over and...
Who belonged to the llama? Who was the famous celeb that belonged to the llama, that owned the llama?
There were a couple. Wayne Newton owns a couple of llamas.
Right.
The one in particular named Engelbert,
Right.
who is...
What was his problem? Did he not like
He's an
Engelbert?
angry llama.
Was he?
He said he was sick of eating all the buffet scraps that Wayne Newton would bring him from the Tropicana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he said you can only subsist for so long on Swedish meatballs and pigs in a blanket and all of this stuff. He wanted some real llama food.
Yeah, not your typical llama diet.
No, but Wayne would have the waiters load up the garbage,
Right.
throw it in the back of his limo, and he would feed it to the llamas.
But what about, like, if I was like if Wayne's llama or something like that, and I could communicate that well to you, I'd say, he's not that cool. Do pets ever tell you in the privacy of your therapeutic communication that they don't really like the stars that they're...
Oh, all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you give us some examples?
William Shatner owns horses.
Right,
His favorite one, Dusty,
right.
said to me, if Bill gains any more weight and tries to ride him again, he's going to throw him.
He's going to throw him.
He's going to throw him, but good.
Aha. Okay.
So I told Bill this. I said, Bill,
Right.
if you continue to gain weight, and this is a sensitive subject,
Sure.
you might want to consider riding one of the bigger horses,
Aha. That's a
Because-
good problem.
because Dusty is going to flip you.
So not only do you help, but you give him some advice
There
to say,
you
hey,
go.
lose a little weight.
I'm
you
not
know,
there
your
for
animal's
him.
good.
I'm there for the, for
Well,
the,
that's
for the
right.
animal.
Yeah, I
don't
understand
care
that.
about him.
Okay.
My concern is the happiness of that animal.
Well, now how about a list of stuff? Now, I know you've handled Johnny Depp's iguana, who
Johnny Depp's iguana,
suffered
yeah.
from separation anxiety.
Abandonment, separation
Abandonment.
anxiety. Johnny travels with him all the time, but doesn't spend enough time with him.
Right.
And when he does travel, the iguana hates flying coach, and he won't buy him a first-class ticket.
Aha, so they're separated. Oh, well, that's a drag. Yeah, that is a drag. So you corrected that problem?
Yes.
Do they fly together now?
No.
No, they still...
No, he puts him in baggage.
You've really got a who's who list. I noticed that you represented
The great and the near.
Hilton's, Paris Hilton's teacup chihuahuas, are they?
Yes.
And she also has a kinkajou. I don't have no idea what a kinkajou is.
Kinkajou is a small South American animal.
Right.
And this particular one
How did her... Go ahead.
hates Paris Hilton.
Her kinkajou hates Paris?
Hates Paris because Paris keeps referring to it as a kinky Jew.
Oh,
And he doesn't like that at all.
no.
Plus, he thinks Paris is pretty much a moron.
Oh, no.
He told me that. Now, that's out of school. But,
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He said...
You don't want to tell her that.
No.
How do you communicate that kind of information without hurting her feelings?
Well,
What do you say? You're
when a
just...
ferret feels brighter than his owner, that's a sad state of affairs. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean.
I mean, it's a very bright ferret.
What about, now, I understand, like, one of your biggest cases involved a custody battle between Hugh Hefner and his ex-fiancee, Crystal Harris,
Yeah.
as to who had ownership
Charlie.
over Charlie the dog.
Charlie the
poodle.
dog.
How did that, you whispered, i.e.,
I went over there.
talk with Charlie.
Went over there, spoke with Charlie,
Right.
had quite an in-depth conversation with him.
Yeah. Was
He wanted to stay with Crystal.
Okay.
He said Crystal would play with the animals and you know, and pet them and walk
Right.
them. And Hugh didn't pay any attention
Right.
to the animals. Half ignored them for the most part.
Right.
So he wanted to stay with
Okay.
Crystal.
Right.
However,
Uh-huh.
he was caught in a dilemma because he loved living at the mansion.
Sure.
All day you get petted by naked ladies, and the food was
The food is great.
fantastic.
He can have
so-
anything he wants.
Yeah, she lived in an apartment in Fountain. So he didn't.
So he was
wanted to
torn.
Yeah, he preferred to be
You
with
want to live
her,
with her, but you
he-
want to stay with...
Yeah,
Hey, would you tell him you can't have your cake and eat it too?
I told him. I told him.
Oh, wow.
He bit
How
Hugh.
did he take it?
He bit Hugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was resolved, and that was one of your bigger cases. Tell us, what about the pet that's like totally psychologically warped because of its owner? Because I know pets are extensions of their owner's personality. Does that...
Well, Bill O'Reilly has a dog named Gingrich,
Right.
and apparently the dog's an alcoholic.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It started innocently enough with a beer and a little sip of wine with
It's a gateway
and
drink, huh?
stuff like that. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then it led to hard stuff.
The hard stuff?
Yeah.
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 Did you have to send the dog to rehab?
Well,
How did that happen? Did he have to go dry,
no,
or
he still drinks.
is he still drinking?
Yeah,
When you think about it, though, I'd drink too if I was Bill O'Reilly's dog.
exactly.
Think about
It
it.
was very hard for me to ostracize him for that.
I wonder if he's numbing the pain of being Bill O'Reilly's pet.
He doesn't even like being named Gingrich.
Yeah. I was going to say,
Starters.
you've got a phenomenal memory, though, for some of these pets. How unusual do these names get? Like, and
They're nuts.
can you
they're crazy.
give us some examples of some unusual names that celebrities name their?
Well, Rush Limbaugh has a pet rat named Scarface.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I can't repeat some of what he's told me about Rush. It's
I bet.
too obscene. I'll give you an example. All of the Kardashian pets.
Right.
They have a ton of them.
Right.
They all hate Kanye West, who married Kim Kardashian.
Oh, okay.
He's been bitten 4 times.
Kim?
No, Kanye West.
Oh, Kanye West.
He won't visit the house anymore.
He was the ex.
No, he's married to Kim Kardashian.
Oh, he's
right
married
now.
to her right now.
Right now. Every time he went to that house, he got bitten.
Oh, okay.
First time 2 stitches, second time 3 staples, fourth time 7 stitches.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't visit anymore.
That's amazing. So what did you do? How did you resolve that?
I said that
Stay
there's
away?
nothing I can do. Stay away. Don't
Okay.
visit.
So
they
the-
don't like you.
Aha.
They sense.
So the pets pretty much
sense.
call the shots in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they know.
Okay.
They have a 6th sense. They have a 3rd eye that
That's
they
wonderful.
know more than we do.
Now, I understand that Britney Spears was named worst dog owner of all the stars.
Well-
And that she came to you in a state of desperation and panic. She said, "Help! I've got image problems. The dog thinks I'm a what? How did the dog feel
She
about
would
her?"
put the dog in her purse
Right.
and then zip up the purse and leave it in the car,
Oh.
forgetting the dog was in there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the dog, needless to say, after a few weeks,
Right.
the dog was totally nuts.
I would think.
I mean, just nuts.
Sure.
She'd say, "All right, you want to go out?" The dog would cower and,
Oh.
you know,
It's time to see the pet whisperer.
poor little guy.
Time. What was his name?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Kevin?
Kevin.
I don't remember. I think Kevin.
Yeah.
But I said, I
Oh,
was
that's a
very
shame.
truthful with Brittany. I said, you shouldn't have pets.
Right.
You are one.
You are a pet.
You know.
Do pets? I know this sounds like but do when they say that pets take on the personalities of their owners? If a star personality thinks that they're just cooler than everybody else, does the pet become like cooler?
Very often.
Huh?
Very often.
Does he look down and does he snub other pets?
Well, they don't have that much contact with other pets.
They don't.
No, but they do adopt the same attitude.
Right.
Roseanne Barr's got several pets.
Right. And how do they feel about her?
Well,
or what
they
do
end up
like?
they end up at the vet every 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Every 2-3 weeks, they're at the vet.
Uh-huh.
Because Roseanne feeds them cheesecake and donuts and cupcakes, and I mean that's not good food for pizza.
No.
You know, that's not good food for animals.
They like kibbles and bits.
They need kibble. They need a little bit of meat. That's all. Once in a while, you can't feed them, you know, strawberry cheesecake.
Oh,
So her
Is
dogs are miserable. They go in every 2 weeks to get their stomachs pumped.
I would think.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of her dogs has had diarrhea since 1998.
Forgive me for.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like people treat them like human beings, and they're not. They're animals.
There you go.
You know.
What you just said is very profound.
Yeah.
Very
So
profound.
how absurd does it get in terms of the diet that
It's absurd. The people's pets are the closest thing to them.
right?
Snoop Dogg.
Right. Oh wow. How perfect.
Snoop Dogg. He has a dog named Snoop. Believe it or not. And the dog has been high for a year and a half.
You mean
And
contact high, or does he actually smoke?
contact. It was very hard to even communicate with him.
Uh-huh.
I asked the dog what it was like with Snoop, and the dog started laughing.
No.
Oh yeah.
Well, why?
I said, you have to stop laughing and communicate with me. I'm trying to dig here. I'm trying to find out what the root problem is here.
Right.
And
You mean laughing because he was high?
stoned out of his mind.
So did he get down to the truth?
Yeah, he just said every day starts the same way with Snoop. They get up and a little bit of Beneful, and then he sits next to the bong, and it's over.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's good for the day.
That's no way to treat a
Yeah.
pet.
No, tell me about it.
Now, a lot of pets, they act out because they're not allowed exercise, and the responsibility of pet owners, whether they're stars or they're not, need to take these pets out. You know what I mean?
Some of them go stark raving mad.
Sure.
When they need exercise and they can't get any.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal has dogs. He considers, when he walks them,
right,
he considers a walk across the living room.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, you'd think
so
otherwise with him.
His dogs don't get any exercise.
Wow.
They just lay around and eating Doritos like Steven.
Oh, okay. They take on the personalities of their owners.
Yeah.
There are lots of look-alike pets. Now, I know in the book you said that Wilford Brimley's pet was traumatized because he looked too much like Wilford Brimley. What's your take? How did you handle that?
Well, people would walk into Wilford's house and say, "Hi, Wilford," to his dog.
Oh.
And the dog would say, "What?" And they go, "Oh, sorry." They thought it was Wilford on the floor.
Oh, right.
But he's got a quite happy dog.
Right.
A very happy dog.
Okay.
And,
So as long as you cleared up the confusion that it wasn't Wilford?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pets eventually start to look like their owners.
Sure.
Nick Nolte and his bulldog.
Right.
They look like twins.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Does he behave like Nick Nolte?
No. Well,
okay.
The dog is an alcoholic.
Another alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. They need...
He got straight a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's good.
For about 8 months.
Oh, then he relapsed, huh?
And then Nick got arrested and went into the clink, and the dog wasn't fit for 4 days. Started drinking.
Sure.
Again.
Yeah. Separation anxiety.
Yeah.
The one dog that looks most like his celebrity is Samuel Jackson's dog. That is an uncanny resemblance.
Chocolate Lab, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How'd you help that? How'd you resolve that trauma? What was the problem between the lab?
That dog was simply depressed.
Right.
He had had diarrhea twice,
right.
And they couldn't solve the problem. Didn't find out what it was he was eating that was giving him this problem.
Right.
So.
But didn't they make him look like Samuel Jackson, to take away?
He just automatically does.
Yeah.
They look like family.
Oh, okay. And how about Gary Busey? Doesn't he have a chimp?
Gary Busey has an orangutan.
Right.
Has an orangutan who's also...
Looks like him?
Looks a little like him.
Well, Gary Busey is crazy, isn't he? A little bit, quote unquote. Or is that...
More than a little bit.
Can you share something on that one?
More than a little bit.
I would think, yeah.
And his orangutan is the one who actually runs the house.
Okay.
Actually reads the mail and
really
brings in the mail.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, that's good. Now, I've got some photos of some stars, and I want to just quickly ask you if do any of these pets get so depressed that they lose their appetite? Do they are they suicidal? Is a pet suicidal?
No question.
They are?
Oh, absolutely.
What's an example of that?
Let me see. Well, Joaquin Phoenix had a gerbil who threw himself against a ceiling fan.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Just wanted to end it all.
Oh, no. Oh, it breaks my heart. I shouldn't be laughing.
Horrible. Called me too late.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm.
He ended his life?
Ended his life on the ceiling fan.
Oh, my God.
I'll never forget. I went over there and he said, "What can you do?" I said, "Nothing."
Oh, what a shame. Oh, my God. What a perfect time for intervention. Can you imagine what the hamster or the gerbil would have said to you?
Oh, please.
Did you ever think about or speculate what he would have said to you? Had you recovered him?
I don't like to get into that.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's dangerous ground.
Any other pets commit suicide or try to commit suicide? What do you do? Put them on Prozac? Do you talk to them out of it? Is there a hotline for pets?
Well, Hulk Hogan had a pet who... Hulk Hogan didn't know his own strength.
Right.
He would hug his pets and...
Oh, he could
pet them and, squeeze the life out of them.
He could pet them to death.
Yeah, he could. And he had a dog named Rosella, and he would hug the Rosella and squeeze her and stuff till her eyes almost came out.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Did you talk to Rosella?
No, I talked to Hulk.
Oh, did you?
I said, "You don't know your own strength. These are fragile little creatures.
Oh, okay.
You can't be squeezing them like it's a Nerf ball,
No. I'm wiping away tears thinking about his little gerbil who threw himself against the ceiling fan. In your book, you've also said that dogs, little dogs, that are, Yorkies and Chihuahuas and little dogs,
Maltese.
Actually suffer from Napoleonic complex.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You ever notice which dogs bark the loudest?
Yeah.
The little ones.
Yeah.
The little ones.
That's
You ever
right.
notice which dogs are most protective?
Right.
The little ones.
Yeah.
The big ones have a sense of their own of their own power and of their own strength. The little ones don't. So they all have Napoleonic complex.
Now, are there any short celebrities that have Napoleonic complexes what's the word?
Well, Tom Cruise, for example, has a dog, and he put lifts on the dog's paws.
Oh, forgive me.
I mean,
laughing.
The dog is only 2-3 inches taller, but I mean, come on. And he walks on these blocks. It's
that's torture.
Disheartening.
That's torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about pets that committed suicide. I have a friend named Abernathy. He's a pet medium.
Oh, really?
He speaks to pets who are dead. Or as he says, pets who have passed on to the other side.
Oh, okay.
And it's amazing how many pets he talks to who are just really glad they're dead.
They didn't like it?
No. Celebrity pets. Not normal people pets. Normal people pets, happy as little clams, most of them.
Yeah.
Happy little creatures. Okay.
Just quickly, this is Steven Seagal's orangutan, Gordy.
There he is,
right?
Gordy.
And I understand Gordy was depressed and
look
he gained 100 pounds.
Well, look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, he eats the same. Steven Seagal eats exactly the same as what Gordy eats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not orangutan food.
Not orangutan food, no.
That's a shame. Gordy's son, Spunky. You say
Spanky.
Spanky? You say he's a nutcase?
Oh, he's crazy as a little.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Oh, well, look at him.
Yeah.
He's relaxing there.
I saw that. You went international on this one. Benjamin Netanyahu's pet
Netanyahu.
It's a tough one to spell. It's tough to say.
Yeah, well,
It was gifted him by Saudi Arabian prince. You say he's a nice camel, but hard to get to know.
He plays it very close to the vest.
Does he?
You know what I mean? He doesn't let a lot of information go, but you can see. Look at the eyes. You can see how wise that camel
We'll super
is.
those up. One of Hefner's peacocks, Edna.
Edna hates the flamingos.
Can't stand the flamingos.
Can't stand the flamingos.
Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, look at that. I'm thinking about that poor hamster, Richard Gere's pet squirrel, Lance. Lives in
Lance.
fear of his life.
Yes, he does. He's heard all the stories.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, he doesn't
Is he
know.
suicidal?
No, he just doesn't know what's coming next.
Oh, well, I can tell you what's coming next, ladies and gentlemen. Probably another show with Shadrach McGoon, because he's thoroughly enthralling.
Another book is coming next,
do
too.
you have another book coming out? Tell us about that.
Next spring. Spring of 2015.
Oh, I'm dying to hear. What's it called?
I Drink from the Toilet.
I love it. Shadrach McGoon. Yeah. Bless you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
For making it peaceful with the animals out there.
The creatures.
The creatures.
That's my philosophy.
Yeah. And my philosophy? Well, my philosophy, ladies and gentlemen, is your mind is like a parachute, and it works best when I can't hear you. Thank you, Doc.
Sure.
Good to see you.
Very profound.
You like that? Yeah, I love it. Thank you.